Elizabeth Warren's, she had a post on her Twitter that you showed me. She wants to make a stronger economy, blah, 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 blah. But when Trump said that in 2016, everybody criticized him. Every metric in the world that everybody cares about says the economy is stronger today than it was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm not giving credit to Trump for that. But you can't sit there and you criticize him in 2016 for these things, and then now you're saying, and then she says, that works for everyone. It's such a generic statement. Last time I checked, 3.5% is a lot of people working. 3.5% unemployment rate is a lot of people working. GDP increasing is everybody making more money. Now, is it going to certain level? I don't know. We'll have to look at that data. But it's just so funny to me. I used to sit down with liberals all the time in college. I'm not afraid of them at all. And you know what always happened? I'm not getting into this conversation. All right, sounds good. And that's their code of like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm talking about. The great thing about going to a very liberal school is you really get good at your discussion because you will get butchered if you don't. Absolutely. Just like if you were at a very conservative school and you were liberal, you're going to become a lot better at debating because you're going to be like, I have to do this. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of great liberals in Michigan. A lot of really great people were just like, I never thought of it that way. I remember I had a professor once, freaking great guy. And he just always like engaged me, and it helped that he came from a family. He's like, listen, I come from family Republican, so I know what it's like to be the redheaded stepchild in the group and all that stuff. And he was a great guy. I remember a street person once, not street person like homeless, but I remember a kid getting signatures. Great kid. And we had a great conversation, and he was engaging about it. He knew his facts.
Yeah, unfortunately I brought this up in a podcast before. I just don't see how any of this is ever going to change. When you have one party offering hope that we're going to pay for this and we're going to give you free college and free this and free healthcare, versus another one of rich white folks, and you're not even white, but rich white folks saying, give us more money, that'll be better off for everybody.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what it sounds like from people.
Who says it sounds like that?
I don't know. It just does
it sound like I'm sitting there saying, "Give me more money"? Has that ever come out of my mouth? Has that ever been alluded to, Seth? Have I ever alluded to the fact of "give me more money"?
Is the term then "let me keep the money I'm making"?
The term is don't say fair and equal and then charge a much higher percentage of my income when I'm doing the things that when I've earned the money and my family's earned the money. We get to decide what we do with our money.
Yeah.
And you're going to text me 8 times over and then get mad at me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sitting there saying. I'm just saying, let me keep the money I've earned. I'm not sitting there saying, give me more money. Give me more money is who? It's the welfare state.
Yeah.
I don't believe in corporate welfare or individual welfare in any way, shape, or form. I like Jerry Yang's idea of universal basic income. Andrew Yang. Sorry. Who's Jerry? You know who Jerry Yang is?
No.
I think he was the founder of Yahoo.
Okay, go on.
Andrew Yang's universal basic income, I'm a big supporter of if it comes with flat tax and spending cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Big supporter of it. We all have similar ideas. Let's just figure out the best way to do it. My thought has been, I've never seen a government agency ever do something very, very well, better than the private can. If there was a way to privatize the military and the police, I would say go for it. It's probably not a good idea, though. There's just too much mafia kind of feel to that, cartel kind of feel to it. I just look at it going, I've never, ever asked for more money. Ever.
That's true.
Ever.
You just want to keep the money you've made.
All I'm sitting there saying is let me keep the money I made, and if I choose to give it to my kids or grandkids or nieces who are going to go spend it on stuff, guess what?
That's what I want to do, too.
Them spending is going to employ people. If they want to go piss it all on cars and houses, why is that a problem? They're boosting the economy.
Well, I guess most people...
That's proof that it's just, we don't want that person to have that money.
It might be a problem when people like Delonte West are rolling in the streets because they don't have help, and you're telling, let these rich kids spend money on the boats.
That's still going to help Delonte. It's still going to employ people who are going to go out there and do other things and spend more money. It goes a trickle-down effect all the way through. You're telling me if my heirs inherit $100 million from me and they go buy $100 million worth of junk, that doesn't help the economy at all. The only person it hurts is whom? It hurts them. That's it. Doesn't hurt anybody else in this world.
So you try to convince me of this, and then I look at my own life, where I worked for another company and had planned on to for the rest of my life, and pretty much nothing was going to happen.
The one recently?
My chemical job.
Oh, chemical one.
Yeah, I was never going to get anywhere in life.
Yeah.
At least where maybe I wanted more of. So by building my own photography business, working on this podcast, buying another business, I've probably just myself getting a little more wealthier or having more wealth has directly impacted the employment of, I don't know, 40 people or 50 people.
Well, Jesus Christ, it fucking worked, didn't it, Seth?
Like
Did you ever ask for a handout the entire time?
I don't think so.
I don't think you did either.
So like I started.
Were you being a brat about it?
So I made more money.
Yeah.
And then I employed a guy to edit my photos. And again, this is just like a first clean edit. Okay. That company grew from one person to 120 people. And
wow.
The owners are going to be on our podcast at the end of February.
Wow.
Because we're big fans of theirs.
Wow.
Okay.
This podcast?
I wish. No, it's in Vegas.
Oh, that one.
If
Gotcha.
you want to fly out, we can do some. But so I've
Let me
seen
call
that,
my hookers in Vegas.
I've seen
Get
that
ready.
business grow. I bought software to like up my game, and that software business is just doing incredibly well. Like they have a 25-member team, and we're in partnership with them. And then I spent more money in albums, and I give to my clients. And my album designer in California, he employs a whole team of people. I mean, a huge team of people. And then this podcast, Don was an assistant.
Don was an assistant.
When I first met him, I thought he was a coffee boy.
Don, in the next year and a half, will be full-time on digital marketing and our podcast. Wouldn't you say, Don?
Our editor is in India. Rohan, we love so much, who's editing this footage right now. He got a whole team. He's doing great. And now I buy this business, I buy this new business. It's a spray graphite film, a spray graphite lubricant business for no money at all. And, well, sure enough, we have a manufacturing plant in Cleveland, and I see 12. I got video. I walk in, there's 12 people running our stuff. I was so proud. I just bought this business. They're running our cans. They're filling it up with our chemical they developed in the 50s. And I'm like, what is happening?
And guess what? If the business loses money, who does it come out of?
Just me.
And that's why you should reap the rewards. That Ben Shapiro video you show where that kid goes,
yes.
Well, I'm the one working here.
I'm making the pencils.
Yeah, I'm making the pencils.
Without me, there's no pencils.
No, without you, there's somebody else who's going to make the pencils. And
without me, there's no machine, there's no graphite, there's no wood,
the pencils aren't being made.
There's no marketing.
Correct.
So are you right? What liberal would sit here and say...
tons of them.
That's wrong.
Tons of them would. Tons of them would. Absolutely.
What would they say? I don't understand. What would they say?
There'd be a million. I can't even come up with all the excuses it'd be. Well, you're privileged. You're a white guy. You're privileged. You went to a private high school. You met Paul.
It's true.
All this privilege you had.
Yeah.
Are there other privileged people in our high school who aren't doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I think, I just told my wife yesterday, we live in this beautiful house. I couldn't figure out, I probably said this on the show for years,
Go ahead.
I couldn't figure out how I thought I did everything right in life. I followed the smart kids. I got great grades. I got a PhD.
You said it at Wall Street the other day.
Yeah, and guess what? It wasn't happening for me. And I would drive past all these beautiful mansions, and I was like, what did that guy do that I didn't?
Probably a plumber.
I don't understand.
He's probably a plumber. All these big houses are owned by people who did regular things and just did them very, very well in a big mass.
Well, it wasn't until yesterday I had this nice talk with this business guy about building businesses. He's very excited about our new business.
Yeah.
And it was like, Beth, I actually think that like the house that we're living in now, which is my dream home, is the result of me working from 8 to 11 every single night. Like I was just like every single night for the past 10 years, I put another quarter day of work in to tearing my hair out like it's not working. And then I just realized, well, I guess it is working, like here I am in the studio. This is our job. I mean, like we're sitting here talking about
bullshit.
And, but like, because I took my money and saved some of it and then was able to do riskier things than just sitting around.
I don't like that term, riskier.
Riskier, maybe
Sure.
not risky, but it's directly impacted so many people.
It's good stuff. This is a very common conversation for us, and I wonder if it's beating a dead horse, but it's also, I want to keep repeating it because I want the people who hear us to understand that it's okay if you don't want to make a lot of money. It's okay if you don't want to take risk, but don't criticize those who do. don't sit there and say, because that person has money, my life is worse. That's not true. And that's the mentality we have in this country. That if Seth makes $100 million and leaves it to his kids don't deserve it because I don't. And they're saying, oh, it's not because I don't have it. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Nobody should get that kind of money. Well, no, nobody should tell me what I should do with the money I made. Did I make my money off employing? Yes, but I paid them for their time.
Yeah.
If I didn't pay them, if it's slavery, that's totally different.
Yeah.
But they could have walked away at any time. They could have sat there and said, you know what, Seth? I want to be an investor in your business. I'm willing to sacrifice my pay. And if there's losses, I will write a check. If you can't do that, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many rags to riches stories of people who sat there and said, no, I just made it. I just didn't make it my problem. I don't want to hear it anymore. You look at a guy like Rahman and Darnell, guys like Rahman and Darnell, what was their background? They were way worse than us. They were in the borderline hood, right? Yeah. And they're doing great now. Darnell showed me his numbers the other day. I'm like, damn, you're making some good money. He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what their friends are saying now? Oh, it's because you know Paul.
Oh, are they?
How disrespectful is that to them and me? And the other thing is, if it is because of me, all the more reason, let me keep my money. Because I want to find more Seth, Darnells, Rahmans, and all these guys.
Yeah, to this day, my mom still describes me as very lucky.
Of course.
All the stuff that ever happened to me was so it's luck.
Oh, you are lucky.
Well, I finally told her, I was like, well, it's kind of demeaning to say someone, You
did say that to her?
Yeah, I said it's somewhat demeaning when you say that, like, everything I did was luck.
What'd she say?
Compared to other people. Yeah.
When did this conversation happen?
It happens a few times, I mean, not really. Moms are always caring.
Oh, is that so?
Well, I had a very awful 2019, Paul, by definition.
Well, and then you looked at your numbers and they were pretty good.
Yeah.
And you had a record year.
That's true.
Isn't that funny how that, like, emotionally it was a very roller coaster year for you?
Yeah.
I don't know about very awful.
The worst in the past 10.
Okay.
I lost a major job. I almost wasn't able to close on a house.
Yeah, but you closed on a great house that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Very much.
I like your house.
Well, what an episode.
And I want to apologize to anybody who's probably like, I don't know if the politics thing is a good thing or a bad thing. But at the same point, it's so important to me because I'm not trying to sit there and say, I'm trying to change the framework, which maybe I'm doing a bad job of it, of going from here's my view, believe in me, versus me asking the question of what does it matter if your kid inherits $100 million to everybody else in the world? Nobody knows who your kid is. No one cares who your kid is. And if your kid wants to be a loser who lived off the money, more power to them. They're going to go put more money in the economy either way. Mm-hmm. I just want us to be focused on what can you do. This whole learn from us is geared towards we're trying to teach you how to make your life better. We had Hesh Sagafi on the pod, and I still am getting, like, Seth, the number of emails and messages and texts I'm getting from people. This is an incredible interview.
Yeah.
The guy got stabbed. He was lying on the ground, dying in Cleveland after getting stabbed after going out to the bars.
Yeah.
And now he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
And his goal is to make $100 million in 1 year. What a greedy asshole. And he pays top he says he pays top in the country for mortgage brokers. I look at it going, let's revere these people. He's not a terrible human. And if he's a terrible human being, it'll catch up to him. It always does.
It does.
It always catches up.
Yeah. Well,
we have great lives. I'm hungry as F. What time is it? Oh my God, I'm so hungry.
Subscribe
below.
Tell your friends.
We need you to subscribe youtube.com/learnfromus.
Share this podcast with one of your liberal friends who wouldn't want to hear it. And so he can argue with Paul.
I don't mean it to... Listen, you got to remember one thing. Everybody thinks they want to be liberal, and then in their personal life, they don't operate liberally. They want to make their money. We have that mutual friend who didn't want to... who was upset when they didn't get a bonus, even though they don't work full time. And if you said to them, well, you know what? Somebody else in the company really needs it. I guarantee I will bet my entire net worth. They would have said, no, but I earned it. What's the difference?
Yeah, you're right. That person has a child who is in trouble and he needs the money. We're not going to give it to you.
Yep. How would that... It's like I said, everybody wants liberalism for everybody else, but not for themselves. That's the ultimate form of hypocrisy.
It's probably me. I'm a recovering liberal.
I'm a classic liberal.
Thanks for joining us. LearnFromUs.com. See you guys.
Love you. Bye.